Now this is really a judgment call. Either the exit is going to be attacked next turn or not. If it's not, we could get the supply depot. If it is, then we will need the exit right now. It's very difficult to say, but I think as soon as the radius here touches the exit or touches a beacon, it will be under assault the next time. If we were to jump in here, we would not be getting whatever would be here. I guess right now it would be an empty beacon, but say we would try to go here. We will instead encounter rebels all the time, and there's no real benefit in fighting them. I think this is too dangerous. I'm going to jump right to the exit because I'm pretty sure it's going to be under attack the next moment. You have reached the end of the first step of your journey. However, it appears you aren't alone. The rebel fleet must have sent one of their fighters after you. Blah. You're the ship we traveled all the way from Universe 1 to meet? I thought they said you were a threat. Looks like you have to show these guys not to underestimate you. Now this is a high-level threat. The enemy might pose a major threat to an unprepared vessel. Think carefully if this is an enemy you want to face and keep your engines ready to run if things go south. Yes, we will need to run if things go south. They can invade us and they have strong crew. Additionally, they have lasers that I think are once again in sync and can hurt us quite badly. What should I be doing? Should I be using the recycler bomb? Might actually be worth it in this case. Being able to crew kill this fighter would also be easier, simply because they will teleport somebody onto our ship, which we can hopefully fight, and they have no way of healing up. Let's see how this goes for the moment. I first want to, if I'm not able to destroy their weapons, if I'm not able to destroy the ship, no, if I don't want to destroy a ship, I still want to desynchronize their weapons so they hit my shields one at a time. So I'm going to queue up the laser here. Every little bit of damage counts because this human soldier does more damage and takes less from combat and fires. They are really strong. The human soldiers, they don't mess around. Let us get the NG here. And once he's taking a bunch of damage, I want to turn him into nano mode. Yeah, they fire once again and they hurt. Fortunately, O2 for us right now is not critical. So this turned off the enemy's weapons. And I think next I'm going to try and turn this off. So the soldier here is stuck with us on this ship. We don't have any enemy weapons coming in right now. So I can turn that off safely as well. He is going to outlast the soldier. That is the power of tanking. And we can then head him to the med bay, get you back to the shields. And then I think I will start using recycler bombs. Because now I can crew kill the enemy. You should probably get back to piloting. And I will have my weapons guy ready soon as well. I certainly want to make sure that these weapons do not fire in sync, but they don't right now. Because as you can see, we recharge faster. So in that case, I'm going to attack here because that's where the human soldier is trying to repair. I will now proceed to, I think I will speed this up. Simply crew kill the enemy. And there we have it. You successfully defeated the rebel ship. You now have some time to do something else on the ship. And we get a heavy energy weapon. We're just getting bombarded with weapon stuff. We could, this is a new option. We could use a weapon. We could dismantle the weapon to get the recycler tech. The recycler class of weapons can be used this way, but I don't want to do that. We've already ran the salvage operation. There's a bunch of other things we could in theory try to do, but nothing is really useful. We also got a good amount of experience out of that. Weapons, shields, engines, everything charged here. In theory, we could have skilled our guys completely up to the highest levels, but I consider that cheesing a bit. I don't want to do that. That said, crew kills, if you want to survive, are a necessity. If you can crew kill the enemy, do so. Your loot will be better in most cases. Now, energy weapons are another class of weapon. They can do a lot of fire, it seems, from this type. They do double damage on systemless rooms, and they already do 2 hull damage and 2 iron damage, so they are really powerful. Do I want them, actually? I mean, they are very good. I might want this instead of the pierce laser. That said, we already have the tri-iron. I think I stick with the equipment I have right now. And I could have gotten away with the supply depot here. Unfortunate, but, you know, that's what happens. There we have 2 sectors, and they are both NG sectors. I recognize the names a bit. The Harmony sector and the Liberated sector. And since we have a separatist NG, the Harmony is the main faction, and this is basically the separatist faction for the NGs. I think we should be heading here. Everything else might turn out to be a problem. You've entered hyperspeed. Around you swirls distant stars and planets as they fly past at breakneck speed. While in hyperspeed, you have several options. You can proceed to the next sector or do something aboard the ship first. We can learn a bit about the Atlas here. The Atlas is used to guide ships through hyperspeed and ensure that they do not jump into hazardous conditions. To do this, sectors must enter the coordinates of their start beacon into the Atlas so that ships may be directed to it. Your Atlas is currently pulling from Federation database, but it may be updated with new coordinates as you find on your travels. We can learn about the sector classifications, and they are basically friendly, neutral, and hostile, which is self-explanatory. Uncolonized means it's not under control by a faction, but at least it's charted. We can kinda encounter all kinds of people there. Mostly, however, you know, the scum you would expect, like pirates, smugglers, settlers, colonists, etc. And unmapped is just complete wildcard. We also have the sector subtypes. Nebula. They have a high concentration of nebula. These are basically nodes that if you jump to them, the rebel fleet will be slowed down, even only slightly. Normal nebula, I think they do like the enemy proceeds only a third the distance they normally would, and if you jump to a nebula sector, the enemy will be much more prepared to deal with it, and they will only lose like a quarter of the progress that they would normally have. So they will be moving at about 75% of the speed all the time. That said, nebula sectors still give you more jumps. So if you have the choice, a nebula, if you can handle it, is actually a decent choice. Hazards just have a lot of hazards, and we will, you know, I think of hazards as I always get the short end of the hazard, so I will try to avoid them if possible. Then we have the locations of interest, which the short version, this is nothing but you can jump here, and in this sector there might be something important. Mostly this guides you towards mission objectives, at which point you have an opportunity to get a ship, a new ship that you can start with. That said, not all of these are marked. Some of them are just unknown, and usually we don't get the precise location. Usually. Not always though. We can also reroute. If we find special coordinates in this very screen we are right now, we can choose to reroute, which means we wouldn't be traveling to the sector we would be traveling normally. Instead, we will be traveling to a special sector where usually there's special quests and stuff waiting for us. That's something we will see hopefully rather soon. We also have the rebel threat level, and this basically just says how likely are we to encounter rebels. And especially how likely is it we will encounter MFK aces. It goes from very low to critically high, and critically high we will try to avoid, but you know, we can't always avoid it. We will simply be able to deal with medium, hopefully, in most sectors, unless we try to jump to literally a rebel sector. And then finally we have the fleet types. This is just neutral, which is, you know, normal, and auto. Rather than elite rebels, we will be encountering auto ships, which don't have a crew for us to kill, so we can only destroy them. And sometimes they even try to surrender, but I don't take those surrenders. That's nothing to really look at right now. We will get to know the ship types as well. I just made a bit of a short summary of these. Not really worth reading through them too much. The Separatists aren't huge friends to the Federation after they were refused support against the oppressive Harmony trying to stifle them. However, they usually like to keep to themselves and hopefully won't be too much of an issue for you. We even have a Separatist who has joined us, so we can get some special events. Or rather, we get special choices. Rebel threat is at medium to low, the second lowest stage, and we are in neutral space right here, nothing unique. You appear to have entered a liberated NG sector. It's bound to be filled with NG separatists celebrating their freedom from the NG Harmony. And we get separatist music for that. Unlike many other sectors, at the entry beacon here there are no ships inside. The separatists like to enjoy individual lives and feel no need to protect their sectors from intruders. So we can immediately perform our salvage operation, and this time we actually find something. You can also sometimes get special events there. And yeah, I guess let's continue jumping. We do have a rather separated sector. We need to get here in time and get across in time, but that shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. A separatist ship moves into attack. You aren't sure how you angered them, but it no longer matters. Yeah, they have an iron stunner and a basic beam weapon, and NG are annoying to try and crew kill with normal weapons, because they are very good at repairing, and they also have drones, and since I'm not seeing any drones on the outside swirling around, likely the drones they have will be repairing from the inside. Now this is probably going to hurt. I'm going to throw everything on weapons, but I don't think it can hit in... No, it can't hit in time. That said, we had fired already, so we get an extra shot. I think I'm going to throw this on the enemy's drones. As you can see, it turned off one of our weapons. I think maybe I can get something done here. If I can get enough damage on the enemy crew, that might actually work. So long as they're only throwing the normal laser at us, nothing really can hurt us. So I'm going to accelerate time probably until this... never mind. We already have the enemy's weapon up and running, so I will shoot this. Yeah, this probably can't really hurt us, so long as I keep the weapons from being both ready and firing. That was a bad choice on my part. Probably going to eat that laser, yeah. Let's vent that. He gets rid of one of these. He can probably deal with it, even though he takes additional damage. One of the NG is almost dead. And I should be attacking again. Why am I so bad right now? I'm really embarrassing myself now. But they repair so quickly. I'm not mentally prepared for them to repair this quickly. Oh. Luckily, the only true threat to this the separate ship poses in terms of crew is their crew drones. You've made quick work of them. Alright. Yeah, but it took a lot of damage that I realistically did not even remotely have to take. Sometimes I'm not mentally prepared for something, and the speed at which these guys repair is something else. They have repair drones, probably, maybe, but they also repair super quick themselves. So they really don't keep their... You can't keep their systems down for long, usually. Anyway, we have a Zoltan store, but I like to visit stores when I have the money for stores, and I don't right now. Though no ship is located at the beacon, a single separatist NG beams onto the bridge of a ship. He wastes no time to ask if he may scan your body, wishing to shape his form in the shape of yours. This is sort of a trick option because it doesn't really allow anything to happen. So let's allow him. Your body is ugly. I do not wish to take this form. Goodbye. And beams off the ship. I think the other option wouldn't have been much better, although it might be luck. But apparently we are ugly. Hurts.